أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي أشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا رحمتك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. O Lord, open the doors of wisdom and mercy and shower your blessings upon us. Amen. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amin. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Happy Saturday. Inshallah everybody's doing nice and cool, right? It's a hot summer day. And we will continue with our fourth ray here on page 81. The book, The Rays, page 81, the fourth ray, which was pretty much an expounding on the verse, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. In God do we place our trust, for he is the best disposer of affairs. Am I living my life like this? Am I really experiencing having a point of support to rely on? Am I really exactly convinced about I have a Lord of the universe taking care of me every step of the way? That would be ideal. Like this friend here. Yeah, what's stopping us? I wonder about that one too. I would love to. And what's stopping us? I don't know. It's a good question to ponder over, inshallah. And our friend Nursi has been walking us through with different degrees of how to understand. For us, God suffices. He, helped us see pretty much what we observe around us in terms of how we see that things are being sustained. We see the quality of sustenance. We see there must be a one that's an ever living one bringing all of this into existence. We discussed about how our life here is just like it's like a key that opens up the doors to different experiences and treasure, and how do we use them to put our trust in this merciful one. So that was pretty much the gist of what we've been going through. And obviously a lot happened since we meet, and inshallah let's start with the fresh new outlook on understanding Hasbunallah with this third matter, inshallah. So we will proceed with the third matter on page 81. Let's go. Bismillah.
I consider the innate duties of my life and its non-material benefits which look to my Creator. And I saw that it acts as a mirror to the Creator of life in three ways. The first way, through the impotence, weakness, poverty, and need, my life acts as a mirror in the power, strength, wealth, and mercy of the Creator of life. Yes, just as the pleasure of food is known in proportion to the degree of hunger and the degree of light through the degrees of darkness and the degrees of heat through the degrees of cold. In the same way, through the boundless impotence and poverty in my life, I understood the infinite power and mercy of my Creator, who answers my need and words of my innumerable enemies. I understood my duties of entreaty, entreaty supplication, wor- worship, sorry, worship, abasement, and seeking refuge with God, and I understood these duties.
I undertook these duties. That's correct. Thank you. Maybe we should pause here. Should we go? Yeah, we can pause here. Thank you, Saida, for reading. This was a nice, joyful reading. And I don't know if anybody has anything to share, but I personally was able to reflect and relate to what has been shared by Nursi here, because we get to know things not only through its opposite, but like through experiencing it. So I think we can all relate to food, this need of hunger and um, being in need of sustenance. It's very relatable, and especially today is a very warm day. So even the thirst, we can relate to that. There's a need to have our thirst quenched. And obviously, we look for some nice cooling beverage to help with that. So if there was no need of me experiencing thirst or hunger, how would I know or experience that, you know, within the order and creation, there's a solution for me um, to work out this need of mine. And it's interesting how this first way starts off with my weakness, poverty, impotence, and need. We're just needy. At every moment, we're in need of something. Um, we're in need to be given rest. So you crash at night, and then in the morning, you're up. You're in need to maybe go out, get some earning, because you need to pay your bills. I'm talking mostly about worldly things right now, because at least that's what I find myself doing. And with that comes also our bodily needs of needing sustenance. And at the same time, when we have this routine going on Monday to Friday, January to December, 2000 to 2010, 20, and you're like, wait a minute, what is all this? What's happening? I'm like experiencing all of this. This must mean something. All of this must have a purpose. So then we expound further on our existential needs, where I say, okay, what does it mean? Am I here just to drink, eat, make a living Monday to Friday or Saturday, Sunday, 9 to, I don't even want to call it 9 to 5. I mean, people who have 9 to 5 jobs, kudos to you, but nowadays it's like 24/7 kind of work that we are involved with. But like, what does it mean? Am I just here for that? So, then we really get to our existential needs in terms of what does all this that I'm doing point to? What do my daily activities mean for me? What does aging mean for me? What does experiencing all this, you know, children, grandchildren, what does all this mean really? And so, exactly. Mm, mhm, mm, 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 mhm, Mm-hmm. Mm.
I'm sorry, is someone speaking?
Yes, somebody's speaking. Can you not hear?
I hear you, I don't hear anyone else.
All right, let's try it.
No, I don't hear.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, we're talking about. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, right now, yes, but before, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. So this is a new device actually, that's why. So working differently. So the thing is, just to add on to what the introduction was on how life can be a key to all the divine names. Here, this third matter is talking about how one can be a mirror, being a mirror to the qualities of my creator is the same kind of a similar way of how I open up through the keys, the divine names, get to know him. But here is the author's breaking it down in the first way as basically knowing myself, what my reality is, what my existence means, why am I made in this way, why do I get hungry, why do I need food, why do I run after things, why do I work, why do I do all the things that I'm doing, why do I get old, as for you were saying, like why is change happening continuously? All these are means to know that I am being operated on. I'm not the one who is controlling my existence, my being. All the pleasures, the pains I'm feeling are actually given to me to get to know who my Lord is. And I think Faria spoke about all the degrees and the opposites that we get to know the qualities themselves. So once I know myself, I can relate that my being to the one who gives me or who controls me, who gives me all the different feelings and senses to me, who communicates with me through the different phases in my life, that the events that I go through, the changes that are happening to me are all a means for me to know who my Lord is. So that is actually being a mirror to the qualities of my Lord.
I think there's a fine point that needs to be inserted here where we experience all this, but like it's only when I question the source of existence of anything. So even the source of existence of this hunger, the source of existence of the need, the source of existence of even feeling nourished, then I can acknowledge or recognize who all this point to. Because yeah, I get to know who I am. I'm a very needy and weak, impotent individual, but like exactly, this is me, that's my state of being. But like, okay, let me utilize this, like you said, as the key to unlock the door of recognizing who the source of existence of all this is for. Otherwise, yeah, things won't make sense. And yep, let me just check in to see if anybody has anything to add. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. I think we all, are aware of all this, but reminders are always good. So if nobody has any question, let me give in 5 seconds. All right, so we're gonna move on to the second way. We'll continue with the second way.
The second way is acting as a mirror to the universal and comprehensive attributes and act of my Creator through such a meetings in my own life as partial knowledge. Will hearing and sight. Yes, I understood through the many meanings in my own life and my conscious act like knowing, hearing, seeing, speaking, and wanting like my size relatives to the universe but in far greater degree. My Creator's all encompassing
Mhm.
attributes such as knowledge, will, hearing, sight, power, and life, and his qualities. Admitting this, I found another way leading to knowledge of God.
So, and his qualities, you forgot, such as love,
Ah,
right here.
oh, such as love, anger, and compassion.
Mhm.
Believing I assented to them, and admitting this, I found another way leading to knowledge of God.
Thank you very much, Saida. That was very helpful. So we can stop here right now for the second way. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward as far as the way the author is sharing his reflections in terms of what I find myself with. I find myself with the ability to hear, see, speak, and wanting. So, and I question all of this. I question also where this knowledge or any kind of meaning that are derived from anything, where does it come from? Um, and even this power of sight and the ability to speak also makes you question, like, how is it happening? How's the tongue moving? How are words coming out of the mouth? How is the sound reaching the ears? Like, there's some kind of phenomenon happening within the order and creation. And in science, we would describe it as airwaves carrying sounds. But yeah, this is all good technical description, but like, wow, things are happening. We don't question this, or even we may say that, because I feel that we are very materialist, at least I can speak for myself, individuals, like everything needs to be shown to me visually for me to be convinced. So if something is presented to me like in material sense, I'll be like, yeah, this is it. But the moment we talk about gravity, we talk about motion, we talk about airwaves, I'm like, wait, I don't see it. But like, but how? Like, the description is out there in the books, but like, I think if we really question the source of existence of it, how all of this is actually happening, or there is definitely a system or an order that I observe in creation. Think about even how does an airplane take off? Like, that's just mind-boggling, really. And obviously there's some kind of measurements that are involved in it, which we don't really see with the naked eye, but we can make sense of it. But like, just even things of that nature, and we don't even, the reason I bring machinery is because, at least for me, I don't really see many sparrows, birds around in big urban settings. But like, even though if you think about a bird, take a little sparrow, the movement and everything, how is it happening? Or you don't even have any birds, you're just within your own place, even yourself, like how is the sound reaching your ears? So these are interesting tools that we are given, and then through these tools we try to make sense, we try to get some meaning about our lives. And yeah, that was it. Do you want to add anything? No? Would anybody like to add anything? Okay. Alrighty, so if nobody has anything to add, then I propose we move on to the third way. Alrighty, the third way. Right there. Yep. The third way, I think, right here. You got it.
The third way is acting as mirror to the divine ways, descriptions, and manifestations of which are present in my life. Yes, as I beheld my own life and body, I saw hundreds of sorts of miraculous works, inscriptions, and art, and observed, moreover, that I was being most compassionately nurtured. I understood, therefore, through the light of belief, How extraordinarily generous, merciful, skillful, and gracious was the one who created me and gave me life. How wondrously powerful, and if one may say so, ingenious,
Ingenious.
ingenious,
Mm-hmm.
ingenious, provident, and efficient, and understood too what the innate duties and aims of creations and results of life con- considered
Consistent.
consisted of such as glorifications, sanctification,
Sanctification.
sanctification,
Mhm,
praise,
mhm.
thanks, exalt, exaltation, affirming God's unity and declaring His greatness and His praises, and I understood with the knowledge of certainty, certainty. The reason life is the most valuable creature in the universe and why everything is subjugated to it, and the wisdom in everyone having an innate passion for life. I understood that belief is the very life of life.
Thank you so much, Saida. This was interesting reading. Is there anything that stood out to you while you were reading? Anything you want to share? Any keywords? It was interesting. The usage of some of the wordings by the author, always amazes me, makes me think, makes me question. Um, he's mentioning about knowledge of certainty. He's talking about light of belief. Any idea? Like I always wondered, any idea what do you think can be the light of belief? Any anything you want to share out? Mm. Light of belief. Okay, light.
We don't hear.
Okay, that's okay. Sorry. Yeah, I think the device has a little issue, but it's a good sentence that that was brought up right now. The one who created me and gave me life. Yeah, it's You want to say something? I highlighted the sentence. That was
Sure, yeah, I said in the middle of the sentence. I understood, therefore, through the light of belief, how extraordinarily generous, merciful, skillful, and gracious was the one who created me and gave me life. So all different aspects of life in these three ways are being discussed here. The first one was more about the neediness and how everything is being taken care of for me in my life when I go through. The second way is more of the qualities that I find within me. I can see that how in infinite proportion, the one who gave me those qualities must possess the same qualities such as sight, knowledge, hearing. And this third one is the being the mirror to the divine names and that are reflected in my life. So all the qualities that I can observe and go through are actually tell me who the actual owner, artist, and who is the actual merciful one, the skillful one, the powerful one. So very rare, like anybody would look at their lives like that, how this author is sharing in terms of what life is. It's a big question. If we ever ponder about our life, what goes on in our life, what happens, how all these qualities that we find ourselves with, the way we are being operated on, how we are functioning, how. So even he says, my own life and my body. Right? So amazing things are available in our body itself, the way things are functioning within the body or outside the body. You know, we have protection from the skin to the functioning of our digestive system and the respiratory systems, and you know, filtering systems from the liver and cleansing systems, everything, reasoning ability, the power of sight, hearing, all those things are incredibly amazing actually. And then it shows us the signs that somebody has taken care of us, is really in a careful way nurturing us as a special being. Everyone is a special individual and a special creature. So all this, you know, this understanding when he says, through the light of belief, how extraordinarily generous, merciful, skillful, and gracious is the one who creates me and gives me life. And then how wonderfully powerful, ingenious, provident, and efficient. And I understood too what the innate duties and aims of creation and results of life consisted of, such as glorification, sanctification, praise, thanks, exaltation, affirming God's unity, and declaring his greatness and his praises. And the last sentence, I understood that belief is the very life of life, was interesting. Belief is the very life of life.
Right. You're wondering, what is that? Good point. I was also wondering about that. Belief is the very life of life. So I think from what Austin was saying, at least I think it's through life when I recognize that I'm living, that I'm given all these tools and I'm living, in other words, that I ponder over it more. Like, what does it mean to live? What does it mean to be given existence? What does it mean to breathe? What does it mean to see? What does it mean to hear? What does it mean to make bread? What does, you know, all this? We can go endless and endless. So when I really ponder over this, then I'll understand that whatever I conclude is the life of life. Although it's a very general, you know, whatever I, you know, was shared, but I was wanted to go a little deeper into this, where I'm wondering, like when the author says, I understood too what the innate duties and aims of creation and results of life consisted of, such as glorification, sanctification, praise, thanks, exaltation, affirming God's unity, and declaring his greatness and praises. And then I understood with knowledge of certainty the reason life is the most valuable creature in the universe. How do I come to the conclusion that life is the most valuable creature in the universe? So that's a question for everybody. Question is, how do I come to the conclusion that life is the most valuable creature in the universe? Let me put it up on the chat while people are thinking. How? Yeah. Conclusion. Anyone has any take on this? So the question is posted on the chat. How do I come to the conclusion that life is the most valuable creature? Let's see. Yeah, definitely. We all enjoy life. We all like life. So I guess just by virtue of liking or enjoying life, then you say it's the most valuable creature. But that's good. But what do I do with this? I think there's gotta be more. Everybody enjoys life, but like, what is the point of it? I think that's where we need to question the source of existence of everything. Okay, that was answered. Thank you. Or Ali Murmur, go ahead.
That is as if very clear question and the answer is also very clear. I mean, if I didn't have life, as far as I'm concerned, even I wouldn't be conscious of myself, who I am, what is this? I wouldn't be aware of my existence. And so the function of, when we look at the function of life, what is good for life, what we are doing with life or through life, after having it, which if I didn't have it, there would be no question of existence or anything. So since I have it, and I understand that only through the life that my existence becomes meaningful, because as we have studied and you properly explained, through three ways, life functions in different ways and comes to the, and three different ways. And at the end, I understand that as a result of these functions of life, which is expressed here, life is a mirror, is a mirror to function in this way, is a mirror to function in another way. For briefly, of course, you discussed all these functions. I understand that I'm needy, but my needs are provided by something else so that I can get to know who this provider is. This is the one way of functioning the life as a mirror. The second way of functioning life as a mirror is to show, to demonstrate that my limited qualities, through the limited qualities of my life, I can understand that these limited qualities are given to endless creatures all on the earth, as far as I can see on the earth, so that the source of these limited qualities must be infinite, so that I can understand how the qualities of the source of existence of my limited qualities must be, if it must be infinite, so I can get to know who this provider is better through life again. Because if I didn't have life, I wouldn't have knowledge, I wouldn't have will, hearing, sight, power, etc. All these qualities become apparent through life. In the third way, I understood that what kind of attitude I should have towards the source of all my human qualities also becomes possible for me through the existence of life. Life tells me that you have some sort of connection with your provider of your life or creator of your life. So what am I, through life again, I understand what my duties, my responsibility, or my reality requires, before the fact that my life demonstrates, look, you need this, you have these limited qualities. Through all this, you understand that the source of existence of your human qualities, your life, deserves to be appreciated, to be glorified, to be sanctified, praised, thanked, exalted, affirmed, his unity, absoluteness, declaring, and I need to declare his greatness, his praises, etc. So it becomes, this relationship with my source of existence becomes obvious through my own life experience, which is described here, the knowledge of certainty. I am sure, because I am not taught by something else externally. I have learned it from society, but I am experiencing it from my own life, That is my reality. That's why this is called the knowledge of certainty. I'm sure of it because this is me who is experiencing it. So my relationship with my creator is established through life. So I understand as a result of that, as a result of my conclusion, which is called here the light of belief in the source of my existence and my relationship with him becomes possible only through the existence of life. After practicing my life in this world, I understand that every valuable virtue I have is possible only through the functioning of my life. So the most important, the most precious existence in the world, as far as I am concerned, which I don't know the other things, what do they feel, how do they understand this, but as far as I am concerned, I can conclude that the most precious creature on earth is life. Otherwise, I wouldn't be aware of myself. I wouldn't be aware of my source of existence. I wouldn't be aware of my connection with the absolute source of my existence. It means absolute creator. So I wouldn't be able to know what I am, who I am, etc. Everything becomes valuable through life. Thank you.
Thank you for your explanation. Now I just had a follow-up wondering. So yeah, it totally makes sense how life is the most valuable creature, entity, or thing that I experience here and everybody else. So, but then why is everything subjugated to it, to this life, because of its being valuable? So what I mean is that the clouds, they do their duty, the flower does its duty, everything is subjugated to this this life they're experiencing because it's just so amazing to be conscious of one's existence. What's that?
That's what's called the life is prevalent in the whole universe.
Alrighty, thank you. That was helpful. Let me just checking to see if anybody has anything to share. Ali Murmur, go ahead, please.
In fact, I didn't hear anything what our friend said there.
I'm so sorry. I think there's an issue with the device, so bro, you have to. No, he was just saying that. What were you saying? What's the
Life is prevalent.
life is prevalent everywhere. So we, that's it. That's pretty much what was shared. Okay. Sorry again about the whole audio thing. Inshallah, we'll try to work it out later. So if nobody has any questions anymore thus far with these 3 pointers shared by Nursi, then I propose we move on to the 4th matter. Ali Murmur.
Before moving to the 4th matter, which is almost the right time, I understand, I have a question or concern about, as a result of all these 3 stages of functioning of the life, the very last sentence says, I understood that belief is the very life of life. What does it mean? As if it is playing with the word. I think you can make a comment on it or explain.
Very interesting pointer. Belief is the very life of life. Me, I'm not one of those who get into the technicalities of things. I just live it, whatever it is. So I experience life. I don't come from a, Muslim community background. So this whole belief stuff, I don't know, but I there are some feelings that are imparted within me. There are some experiences I go through. So I think I share the comment that you were sharing earlier about, you know, through our experiences, whatever we experience in terms of our feelings, the meaning we extract, just experiencing life in general, being conscious that I'm given life, then that's, just recognizing this lively entity within me is everything. And so that's the living, my friends. And that's all I have to share. I don't know if it helped, but that's just me. Yeah, you please, you do that.
What you go through life, what everyone goes through life. We're learning, we're being educated.
Mm.
And life allows us to do that, to do the learning. And then all these three aspects tells me how I should behave. Knowing who I am, what is going on with me, somebody is taking care of me. All the tools I have, whoever gave them to me must have those tools in an absolute fashion. So, and the generosity, the mercy that I see around me. So all that tells me, hey, what do I need to? I need to respect life. So we understood that life is something very valuable. And what makes, the purpose of my living here is what belief is. So to make that life more meaningful and valuable, I need to live like a human being with what belief brings into me. So that recognizing that they are coming from my owner, somebody who is all these qualities, who owns them, who's taking care of me.
Thank you. Yeah, I think just like understanding what these experiences are all about, what these experiences point to me at least, that's the life of life. And then if you want to put it in technical terms, yeah, AKA belief that people may call. So that was a little bit in a nutshell. Ali Murmur, go ahead. Let's hear from you.
I can really try to speculate what it means really, but let the other friends say or correct it, whether it's right or wrong, or make addition to it. Now, belief means here, through the knowledge of certainty, it means through my own life experience, own my reality, whatever I am. I realize that that's certain because it is not information obtained from outside. That is important. For example, let's say Quran says you are very valuable. That's not a knowledge of certainty. That's information I learned from here. If I can confirm through my own feelings, my own human qualities, it becomes the knowledge of certainty. I'm certain because I experience within myself. Like I'm certain that I have this quality, although no one can show me, and I cannot show it. For example, the quality of, let's say, I have the quality of. The typical example is loving or disliking something. So I have these qualities. I cannot show it. I cannot demonstrate it physically, show it. And no one can see me that I have the sense of love within me physically. But I am absolutely positive that I have the feeling of loving. No question. That is called knowledge of certainty. It doesn't mean that as the materialist people say that knowledge of certainty is physical, demonstrating the physical object out there. That is their certainty. I don't agree because the physical appearance of an object out there doesn't necessarily help me understand what the nature of this object out there. It needs interpretation. But when I have my own experience about my own feelings, then the existence of this feeling is sure. Yes, existence of the object is sure as well, but I don't know what it is. But I know what love, sense of love means, or sense of hate means. I mean, sense of concern means. I'm experiencing it. I don't have to define it. So that is called belief. Belief means my conclusion. My conclusion about my knowledge of certainty. It means as a result of my conclusion. What was the result of my conclusion? The third way demonstrated that the life acts as a mirror to the relationship between me and my creator, my source of existence. So again, through my life, that if I receive anything precious, I experience within myself that I have to be grateful, I have to be thankful, I have to appreciate that thing which is presented to me, that I'm enjoying it. That is possible through life. But if I don't listen to this aspect of my life, it means if I don't listen to or pay attention to or choose not to pay attention to, it means, yes, I exist. Yes, I have these qualities. Yes, they are given to me now, but what is expected of me? My life says, now you have to appreciate. You have to be thankful to it, grateful to it. I say, I don't want to go into that aspect. It means I don't want to go into the belief aspect that life presents to me, belief aspect. If I don't have this, all my existence will fall into meaningless, purposelessness. It will be meaningless. Yes, I have all these qualities. All right, I understood. For what? I don't care. But belief says, no, your life tells you that if you receive some sort of any kind of benefit or any beneficial thing that you received and you enjoy it, you have to communicate with it, respond back to it. That is belief. That is why this sentence says, I understood, belief is the very life of life. Otherwise, my life becomes dysfunctioning. It means, yeah, I understood that I am given existence, all these qualities by whatever it is, but I don't care who it is, what it is. I just enjoy it. That means without belief, just using my life. And this life means meaningless for me, no value. I am just living it anyways. Even if I didn't realize that they are given to me, meaningless. Why? Yes, I didn't realize they are given to me, or I realized they are given to me, but I didn't take any necessary extension, necessary action of extension. What am I supposed to do towards the source of these qualities that I am enjoying? Without belief, and of course, what the belief requires, life becomes meaningless, purposeless. It is a reduction, it is a negation or rejection of my reality. That's why I understood belief is the thing that makes life really precious. Otherwise, without belief, life becomes with no value, not precious at all. I am just enjoying until I die. That's it. Thank you. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, please go ahead and correct me or extend to the meaning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Ali. Yeah, so this is interesting. So from what you shared now, I'm thinking about it. So to me now, belief is really my awareness of recognizing the one that's entertaining me here. So that's belief. Otherwise, yeah, life is good. We enjoy it, but you know, that's it. So we, like you were saying, we have to extend this out. So I would say, wait, so what is entertaining me here? What is making me enjoy this life? Or, you know, how do I explain this liking of life here? And so that awareness that, you know, I'm being, something is being done onto me, that's what constitute, I mean, if you were to say belief, it's like an awareness and acknowledgement of the reality of what's setting up the order in creation. Inshallah, I hope that was a little bit along the lines of what you shared, because then if it is, then I'll be happy to know that this is what belief constitutes. Like, we're living life, we're experiencing things, but like the awareness that what's causing all this for me to experience or for things to come into existence. So
Again, we don't hear.
oh, really? Oh my goodness.
Maybe you're putting your fingers.
I'm not putting my finger anywhere. Please.
It's
Go
all right.
ahead. Go ahead.
I think your voice goes very well.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, oh, so so you were saying, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. What were you saying? You were talking about how recognizing the owner of all these qualities and experiences, which makes me want to respond back, and that's what constitute belief. Alrighty. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Okay, so that was that. But if any other comments from anybody? Does that make sense? Would anybody want to throw in some of their thoughts? If not, then I think, yeah, this whole belief stuff, I just think about it. Really, what does that constitute? What does that encompass? Okay, so if nobody has any more questions or concerns or comments, we can move on to the fourth matter. The fourth matter. Time is up. Are you serious? Go. Alhamdulillah, thank you all for coming in. I didn't realize this. I think this is it's been an interesting discussion. When we're really living life, then you don't want it to stop, because I think there's a lot that needs to be discussed. But I really appreciate everyone's coming in and listening in, and everybody for chiming in with your comments. Inshallah, next Saturday, next Saturday, we will proceed with the fourth matter, inshallah. Fourth matter, and that's about it. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Glory be unto you. We have no knowledge save except that which you've taught us. Indeed, you are all knowledgeable, all wise. وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة. آمين.